Dibur echad nemru. That Shomer v'zachar b'dibur echad nemru, the lashon of Rabbi Shmuel. Rabbi Shmuel the Tana is that achas. What's the lashon of the pasuk here in Mishlei? Achas amarti shnayim zu shamati. There's Baruch Hu could say one thing, and Moshe Rabbeinu heard two things. This is a pella of nevuah. In other words, I can understand it, because what it means is that we've been learning that as things are created, the way they begin is in one, and then as they come into this world, so it enters into the olam hapirud. This world is all about divisions, where at one point we were all one big neshama klali. In this world we're all different, and sometimes we don't even like each other. So we go from the olam ha'isachtus to the olam ha'pirud. So the same thing is that the whole Torah, for that matter, could have been one word, kiviyachol, I don't know, and was divided into so many words. But Shamor v'Zachar, Chazal had an insight, Moshe Rabbeinu had an insight, that it's possible that the Shabbos, the mitzvah of Shabbos, could be either Shamor, could either Zachar. We're not sure yet what that means, but Shamor v'Zachar v'dibur echad nebru, that the dibur echad was in Shabbat. It's not the chat that Shamor v'Zachar v'dibur echad nebru shnayim zu shabati, that here it became that Hashem said it two different ways. Achasar, he said it once, but dibur echad nebru, it's like the lashon is very very meduyak. It's not that it's all one thing; it's all one dibur. Yehi or, that's a dibur. That's a maimer of Hashem. So what did Hashem say? Hashem could say Shomer v'Zachar at the same time. For us, we need to sort things out. We're living in this world. This is the alma de pirudo. You need to sort things out, and we need to often make decisions. Even Tov and Ra is one in a higher world. Because you don't have to decide. No elections. Everything is echad. When it's by Hashem, Hashem, Vidazarach, Vidazadid, Lokeinu, Hashem echad. It's all echad. So it's only here, the oil of the Peruda, that causes these problems. So what are we going to do? This is an insight. We don't know how it works with the whole Torah, but we do know, because Rabbi Shmuel, by the way, this Rabbi Shmuel is first found in his Kabbalah Sefer Ahava here. So Rabbi Shmuel says in the Sefer Ahava that Shomer v'Zachar b'dibur echad nebru. I believe it's reversed, the Seder Shomer v'Zachar, which was this from Shlomo Alkabetz, the Bekubal, made, this was the Iker Haruz of L'chadoidi, Shomer v'Zachar b'dibur echad, Hishmiyanu kel hamyuchad, Hashem echad, u'shmoi echad, L'shem u'l'siferes v'lisila. Is that interesting? L'shem u'l'siferes v'lisila. What's tiferes always? What's tiferes?
Combination.
The third. Huh?
Combination.
Combination. Tiferes is number 3. Yeah. So Tiferes, it comes out, is the combination of Shomer v'Zachar. That's what Shlomo Alkabetz the Bekubal taught. Shomer v'Zachar b'dibur echad, Hishmiyanu kel hamiyuchad, you medayek in the words. Shomer v'Zachar b'dibur echad. Why was it echad? Hishmiyanu kel hamiyuchad. Because Hashem is echad. Hashem echad u'shmoi echad. L'shem u'l'sifer. It seems like disjointed words that happen to rhyme. So we sing up in the L'chadodi. Shem u'l'tiferes. Like it's much deeper than that. It's Tiferes. It's Tiferes. Why is it Tiferes? So Shomer v'Zachar. We've been learning. Remember, here's the first. The first word of this paragraph. V'chein v'Shabbos. The same thing as b'Shabbos. Same thing as what? The same thing as we've been learning until now. That there's an oilam of chesed and there's an oilam of din. That there's two different. There's an Avraham and there's a Yitzchak. Right. The same as we've been learning until now. That as things come down in the oilam of Pirud, we see two different halhagas of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Mashay came in Shamayim, Hashem echad, Hashem Elokeinu Hashem echad. So the same thing, we have Shomer v'Zachar. B'dibur echad. Shomer v'Zachar chesed and din. Which is chesed, which is din?
Zachor, chesed, Shamor is din.
Can you substantiate that?
We said Zachor is chesed. It's the initiation. It's all
Spashtus.
pashtus.
And Shamor is don't do.
Yeah, it's protective. It's deciding.
Right. So, with that brief introduction, let's learn a few lines. Chen b'Shabbos. Same thing as everything that we've been learning about the one that becomes two. Chen b'Shabbos. Zachor v'Shamor shenemar b'dibur echad. Hainu, let's understand it deeply. What does it mean that HaKadosh Baruch Hu has this miraculous koach of lasha that he could say, Shomer Zachor, all b'dibur echad? No. Shishneim misachtim bay. There's an echad of Shomer v'Zachor in Shabbos Gufa. What Moshe Rabbeinu was megala here, al pi Hashem, is that Shomer v'Zachor b'dibur echad nebru, hainu shishneim misachtim echad. The Shomer v'Zachor are one. They're one. B'Shabbos, therefore, sheshakol neged kol haTorah kula. That's, by the way, Shabbos is equal to the whole Torah. That's not a Hasidic Shavart, that's a Chazal, that's a Yerushalmi. And that's brought la'alacha. A person's a mumar l'davar echad, right? A person needs trade, he's not a mumar l'chol Torah kula. He's a mumar l'chol Shabbos, he's a mumar l'chol Torah kula. So clearly, until recently, growing up, it's pretty recently, growing up, there was one question we had about people: are they Shomer Shabbos or are they not Shomer Shabbos? Shomer Shabbos, that was the question. Nobody was asking which hashkacha they're eating. These are all important things. I'm not saying nobody's even asking if they're wearing a yarmulke. They're all important things. I'm not minimizing anything, but the yesod of kol Torah kula, are you a Torah yid, are you a fruba yid or not, was, do you smoke on Shabbos, do you work on Shabbos, do you turn the lights on Shabbos? That was the mark, the line in the sand. Shomer Shabbos again. All of Hilchos Yirah, all the nemunus of Yirah. Who has nemunus, who doesn't have nemunus to say this is kosher, this is treif? There's one thing, Shomer Shabbos. So Shomer Shabbos, it all comes from Yerushalmi in Shabbos. So Yerushalmi says the Shabbos, the reason for this is because Shabbos is shkula keneged kol haTorah kula. Shabbos is shakul neged kol haTorah kula. Okay, why? Why Shabbos shakul keneged kol haTorah kula? But it is. The simple pshat is because Shabbos is celebrating the Ma'aseh Bereishis. It's a simple pshat. If you don't believe in the Ma'aseh Bereishis, where are you beginning? Where are you if you don't believe that Hashem created the world? Bereishis bara l'kiv as a shvayvus haaretz, rested on Shabbos, everything. But we understand it like so much more detailed that Shabbos is not just the time that we believe in the Ma'aseh Bereishis. We're taking the Ma'aseh Bereishis. This is what we're doing. We're taking the Bereishis. L'chad dodi likras kala p'nei Shabbos dekabla. We're being makabel the Shabbos. It doesn't just mean we're makabel the Shabbos. We're makabel the sheishis yimei Bereishis, the sheishis yimei habaysa into our lives, and we're taking it and we're switching it to ruchnius. That's what we've been learning week after week. We're taking it and we're being mekadosh it. We're taking it and we're making this world into a malchus Hashem. That's what's going on Shabbos. Bo'i chalo, Shabbos malchus. Now it's my turn. It's my turn to take everything that HaKadosh Baruch Hu created and do something with it. So Shabbos is the ultimate in Isarusa D'Lasata. How do you do it? We have Rabach mitzvos essay, Shasov mitzvos lois essay. There's all kinds of things that HaKadosh Baruch Hu told us. This is how you do it with the gashmius. This is how you do it. You want to know what to do with the lather? Put on tefillin. You want to know how to eat? Chef. HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us mitzvahs. He gave us mitzvos essay, he gives us mitzvos los essay, but it's all nichlal in Shabbos. If you think about it, it's all about Shabbos. Even though you don't do any of those things on Shabbos, it's all nichlal in Shabbos. Because Shabbos is the day that the Gadol, we're taking that which HaKadosh Baruch Hu did, and we're integrating it into this world. And we're doing something, we're building it. How are you doing it? Details. Taryag mitzvahs. Important details. The details. So we have a klal and a prat. So the klal becomes Shabbos, and the prat becomes kol ma'aseh mitzvos. Right? Right about this? The klal becomes Shabbos, and the prat becomes ma'aseh mitzvos. Now,
all mitzvahs or mitzvahs are mitzvahs to do with Shabbos?
All mitzvahs. Every mitzvah, because everything that has to do with the sheshes yemei hamaisa. Because Baruch Hu created the world. There's not a mitzvah which doesn't have to do with sheshes yemei hamaisa. You have money, you give tzedakah. You have leather, make tefillin. You have a cow, shechted. Man meets a woman, get married. You have children. Everything has to do with the whole ma'aseh mitzvah. Unbelievable, very, very unspiritual, except for the mitzvah of Yirah. It's a very unspiritual religion. Other religions have had titles. It's like some gashmius. It's like some gashmius, so physical. You know, be spiritual. But what's spiritual? I mean, you're missing the whole point if you're spiritual. We're all spiritual. But it's missing the point to make it an end unto itself spiritual. And therefore what? Therefore what?
What do you do with it?
I'll say naked. What does it mean? What does it mean to be spiritual? It means that you're taking the gashmius, you're turning it into spiritual. You're taking the physical and you're turning it into shamamymi. You're taking the aura to the shamayim and you're combining them together. That's what the whole thing means. So therefore, says the Tzaddik that it's pashat Shabbos. The Yerushalmi says it, but he's explaining Shabbos shakol neged kol ha'torah kula. Shabbos has to be. This is Begadol. This is my mission. Your mission, if you should decide to accept it, Hashem says, is to keep Shabbos. What does that mean? It means take everything that I gave you, Adam and Chava. Every tree, every animal, every energy, every blood, every sinew, everything that you have, and turn it into a ruchnius, use it for a mitzvah. And there isn't a part of us, by the way, that doesn't have a mitzvah. Not a part of our body, not a part of the world that doesn't have a mitzvah. So it doesn't mean we're doing mitzvahs all day long. Yes. It means the whole day is Shabbos. The Shabbos is thinking about Shabbos, Shabbos. It's all about using the gashmius and turning it back into ruchnius. It's all about taking that's the Isarusa de La'ela, doing what the bracha. So like this is the kavana when we're saying Kabbalah Shabbos. This is the kavana that everything Hashem gave me, I'm taking and turning into ruchnius. You know, I once heard somebody give a drasha that he was in a kiruv thing. So he said, you know, when it comes to Shabbos, when it comes to Kabbalah Shabbos, so everybody turns around. And what you're doing when you're turning around is you're turning your back on the whole week and you're starting new. And like there was a silent applause, what a beautiful thought. It's completely wrong. It's completely wrong. Where you're turning, you're facing the door. You're not turning your back on the week. The kavanah is exactly the opposite. It's very poetic and it's very beautiful, but it's not right. What's right is that Adrabah, like every single thing that happened until the hustle and bustle of Erev Shabbos, we're taking it now. Okay, that's it. Now what? Mekadosh. Tachlis being Yom Shekula Shabbos, we're taking 6,000 years, and you're making it into a Shabbos. But the Shabbos is taking everything that Hashem gave us. So the hitbonnenus of Shabbos is always to what did Hashem give us B'Gadol? What did He give us personally this week? And how do we start Shabbos? How do we start Shabbos? A bar doesn't get it. You know. Okay, so now Shabbos sheshakol neged kol haTorah kula haynu shekedusha shebala adam. The kedusha that comes to a person, mikol ramach mitzvos esek. Shehem noisnim kedusha b'leiv ha'adam, Moshe Abrim asher kitshanu b'mitzvosa mitzivanu. On a mitzvah's essay, we make a bracha. Mitzvah's essay, we don't make a bracha. Mitzvah's essay. Mitzvah's essay, we make a bracha. What bracha do we make? Let's pay attention. Asher kitshanu. What do we make when we put on tefillin this morning, everybody? Asher kitshanu. Thank you for making us holy. Asher kitshanu the mitzvos. How do we become holy? By doing a mitzvah. How does the mitzvah make us holy? Sof kol sof. The answer is, okay, we've begun the process in the morning of taking the gashmius of our life that Hashem has given us and turning it into ruchnius, cooking it in the spiritual oven, making it ruchnius, making it something. We just take it for ourselves. What have we done? What have we done? Asher kitshanu b'mitzvosav v'tzivanu. Shkula Shabbos, Kedusha Shabbos. Now the Kedusha Shabbos, Shehu HaMitzvos Essay L'Zachar. Okay, so this Chazal already told us that Zachar v'Shamor, Zachar is the mitzvah's essay. How you Zachar Shabbos? Zachar Yol Yayin. Make Kiddush, say good Shabbos to people. So it's the positive. Not that many positive things about Shabbos, but that's called a Torah Kula. So in being Mekadesh HaShabbos, first place it says anything about Kedusha, the Torah Shabbos. The guide says that the first place that a word is mentioned in the Torah, that tells you what it means in the whole Torah Kula. I recently saw this B'Shem the Baal Shem Tov. For my whole life I'm hearing it B'Shem the Vil God. First place, maybe they both say. The Kedusha, Zachar Shabbos L'Kadshay, the first concept of Kedusha is Shabbos. So the Zachar of Shabbos, Kadshay Olayayin, say Kiddush. Kiddush B'Knisasai, Kiddush B'Yitziyasai. That's all Kineged Mitzvah's essay of Shabbos. And that's Kineged Kulav. That represents, in our thinking here, all of the Ramach Mitzvah's essay. Generally speaking, I'm going to take the gashmius HaKadosh Baruch Hu does. I'm going to do something positive with it. That's what the essay of Shabbos. What am I going to do? I have Ramach mitzvahs. I have 248 details over here in my instruction manual as to what to do. It's all Kedusha Shabbos. It's all the mindset of who's the Shomer Shabbos. By the way, we don't call people, Agav, something to think about while I'm talking here. Why don't we call people a Shomer Shabbos, not a Zayfer Shabbos? Not interesting? He's a Shomer Shabbos. Why don't we put Shomer B'Zachar? It's also interesting that Rabbi Yaacov changed around right? Shamor B'Zachar. Yaakov, I'm sorry. Changed it around. Shamor B'Zachar. Better Zachar B'Zachar, Shamor, whatever. It's a Shomer Shabbos.
Start with a Shin.
Huh?
Shlom.
Okay. He's changed around the whole Torah just for your name. Sorry. Sheshkula Kedusha Shabbos, Shehu HaMitzvos Essay de Zachar L'Kadshay Neged Kula. By the way, I think, I don't mean this like as a joke. I think there's a lot of people that are not Shomer Shabbos, but they're Zayfer Shabbos. I think you take, let's say, just as an example, the conservative Jews, the real ones. I'm not talking about the real ones. So driving to Shul on Shabbos, doing this, doing that. But there's Zayfer Shabbos like this. There's a Zechira of Shabbos.
They get 50% of the credit.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, there's something, right? That's Shomer Shabbos. They're not makbid somehow on the losa say of Shabbos, but they're making Kiddush. They're hearing a drasha. They're davening. There's. I mean, I'm not talking about people in the Reform, Conservative, and Orthodox world. There are people that are not doing it for real. That's for sure. But I'm talking about the people that are doing it for real. So the people who are doing it for real, there's like a whole. It seems like to me that there's like a whole movement of we should call them. There's Zayfer Shabbos, but that's not what the Shulchan Aruch. They have no nebunus yet. Because you don't have nebunus until you're Shomer Shabbos, and you can control yourself from doing lavin. But that's Shomer Shabbos.
Yeah, it's called Yirah my kaddim was
Yirah kaddim was the loisa say.
So it's the shmira is a guarantee on the asiyah.
Yeah. So you're explaining the Lochadaidi, Shamor B'Zachar. It's a little bit counterintuitive. What do you do first? You do something and then guard it. You do Shabbos and then guard it. So Zachar v'Shamor. Shomer Shabbos. It's like a...
So the din is
So for
the
the
din is
Lamaisa is all solved because Shomer Shabbos b'divrei echad never. Ein Seder. Ein Seder. But Shomer Shabbos, Zoichrei Shabbos, Zoichrei Kedusha Secha. Zoichrei Kedusha Secha.
It's interesting because here the din is the guaranteeing the chesed, right? The mitzvah chesed, right?
Okay, you're jumping.
But the Brias Olam, what's the Kodesh Baruch Hu this means?
Did first.
Did first, and this is like a habit, like a tikkun.
Shomer Shabbos. HaKedusha de Shabbos hi kolelas shel kol HaKedushas kulam. Like we said. Shekol HaKedushas haprotiyos shel kol mitzvah hi nimsheches b'kedushas haShabbos. You see, what would you tell somebody who does all the mitzvahs, doesn't keep Shabbos? Idiot. It's like somebody's doing all the details. It doesn't get the whole picture. Doesn't get the mandate. Doesn't get the whole story. Rashi Eiken says in Shulchan Aruch, if somebody's keeping Shabbos and they somehow can't make it with all the details, nobody's saying it's good. But if they can't get through all the details of the week, okay, I couldn't resist eating it. Whatever, they couldn't get through the details of the week. If you're Shomer Shabbos, you have no bonus because basically you get it. You understand this is your job. You get the main idea. But mitzvahs without Shabbos, you see, there's too much of that even by us. Like medactic and a mitzvah, forgetting about the big picture. It's missing. It's missing. We were talking last night with somebody. Just interesting. Like somebody was trying to find a shidduch. So she was telling me that she did this, she did that. She made challah and took off her precious challah, and she went to the kaisel for 40 days straight. I don't want to be non-rabbinical. I was thinking to myself, it would have been a bigger school if she would have gone to the gym for 40 days straight. Okay.
She
went to the kaisel 40 days, did this, did that. So I do I have any skulas to add because it hasn't. She ran out of ideas to skulas.
On a date.
Huh?
On a date.
Yeah. Not going. So.
No, you could go on a date.
So I said maybe it's time to try to work out, okay, the challah to this, but I'm not knocking it all. So it's it's not, where does Hashem the women that do this? But maybe it's time we all have to make a cheshbon nefesh once in a while, and cheshbon nefesh and really kind of work out deep inside, on a small level, micro level, what's being ma'akiv the shidduch, what is it here, and even on a bigger level, is there chesed? So I suggested, here's a nice thing, maybe here's a new school, maybe what chesed do you should be doing and you don't do ever. So she says, well, I know one thing, I never call my mother. So I said, call your mother every day. It's hard. It's a chesed. It makes her feel good. Call your mother every day. It takes 3 minutes a day, 5 minutes a day to say hello. That'll be. Which is just to be. That's a skula. I never heard of a skula like that. Yeah. So you know what? What kind of what am I making up over here? That doesn't have any. But I'm thinking there's a skula, there's a refuah. There's a skula, there's a refuah. There's something very deep over here. So, if you're doing the pratim without getting the big picture, so it's impossible to do your job right. It's impossible. So the Shabbos is kolel everything, because the Shabbos is the first thing that comes to Adam Arishon, and he's saying before he's putting on tefillin and before he's shechting anything, at Shabbos he's saying, okay, this is my tachlis of the world, to take everything that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave me and see how I spiritualize it a little bit, how can I give it some spiritual energy. That's a whole different idea. HaKedusha the Shabbos Yikolelo shall call HaKedusha school. So that's the klal, says Reb Tzadok, and the mitzvos are the prat of Shabbos, a whole new way of looking at things. Shekol HaKedushas HaPratiyah shall call mitzvah he nimsheches v'kedushas HaShabbos. Whole new idea of why Shomer Shabbos is everything. Shehu shorish HaKedusha shekava Hashem yisbarach ba'olam. Same thing is, v'chein hashmira b'mitzvos lo yisaseh the Shabbos. Shamor, that's a big one, because Shamor is kol olam v'tes malachos. Shamor is kol, all the Shomer Shabbos is all the things that you can't do. And that's kolel, hashmira b'mitzvos, hashmira b'mitzvos lo yisaseh the Shabbos. Hishkula is equal, neged kol hashaso lo yisaseh shebetorah. Shekulam gamke machnisim kedusha. These also give you kedusha. How do you get kedusha? By not doing something. So that is the answer of kedusha. Shebitzad aprishus me'ahefech. What does kedusha mean? If not separating yourself from that which is not kodesh. That's what the word means. Harei at v'kodesh is li. You're separated. What is hektish? Right? Hektish is you're putting something aside. So hektish gufa means that the precious shebedover. So that is the fact that I come into Shabbos and I have a shamor, means that now the klal is you have to be paresh from things which are taking things for yourself and not spiritualizing it to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You have to be paresh from those things on Shabbos. Loisasa lecha belacha, right? Loisasa lecha belacha. And that becomes the klal, and what's the prat? Kol shasa mitzvos loisaseh. So we understand this, that these are the two klalim. Shomer v'zachar are the two klalim of kol HaTorah kula.
So the person's becoming kodesh through the hafrasha?
And the person therefore becomes kodesh through the hafrasha. V'nimshach mehakedusha de Shabbos. From this kedusha of Shabbos, shemitzad hashmisa mehaprishus, from being shavas. Shavas means stop. That's it. Shabbos. Haprishus mimlachas hagufnius to oil of Hashem. So who's the Shomer Shabbos? The guy who stops. It doesn't take it for yourself. Who's taking now everything that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is giving him and evaporating it up. Oh, now comes the big Kiddush 1 in Rav Tzadok. Let's just summarize this, is that when we say Shomer v'zachor v'dibur echad, so we're saying something so important over here. We're saying that Shomer represents the negative mitzvahs of the Torah, kol HaTorah kula. And Zachor represents the positive mitzvahs of Shabbos, which is the klal to kol HaTorah kula, mitzvahs essay. So in Shabbos, Shomer v'zachor, you have Ramach, mitzvahs essay, Shasah, mitzvahs loisaseh, Shomer v'zachor b'dibur echad lebro. Now we're saying that, you know what? With us, we make a distinction between do this and don't do that. We make a distinction, but you should know that in HaKadosh Baruch Hu's world, Shomer v'zachor b'dibur echad lebro. There's haptakas adida. That essay and loisaseh is outside zach. What does it mean? What's the significance? Says Reb Tzadok, b'yadua, because everybody knows, the Ahava, the Yirah, Heim hasherish l'mitzvos essay u'mitzvos lois essay. That mitzvos essay represent Ahava, and mitzvos lois essay represent Yirah. Well, think about it. It's pasha. When you do something, it's because if you do something for another person, it's out of love. If you refrain from doing something, you're afraid you're going to get angry. So it's Ahava v'Yirah. This is the Ramban. Why is mitzvahs essay doichel lois essay? Famous Ramban in Chumash. Why is essay doichel lois essay? Because Ahava is doichel Yirah. This is the Ramban. The Yesod of 7 pages of Masechta Yevamos is this Ramban. The Ahava is doichel Yirah.
Isn't that contradictory? We're saying that like the Shamor being more
important, but it's not nitchet. Meaning the Shomer is only to preserve, as Rabbi Yitzchak said, the Zachor. So the Torah Zachor comes first. In practice, Shamor, Sur Be'Rav Asay Torah. What's the purpose of the whole thing? Ahava is Doicha Yirah. I Sur Be'Rav Asay Torah. Let's ask the question that way. That's a Dera. But let's just explain it. Why is essay Doicha Loisa say? What's the case of essay Doicha Loisa say? Easy case. Bila B'Tzaras. Bila B'Tzaras, right? There's a din, Yom Timo. There's a din, but you're not allowed to take off a tzaras. You have to show it to the kohen, you got to go through the process. Okay, now it's Yom Timo, there's no kohen, I got to do a bris milah. So, Bila B'Tzaras. What do I do? Do it. Does that say Doicha Loisa say? You're going to be over a Loisa say by taking off the tzaras? It's a great deal, by the way, because if you remove a tzaras anywhere, you know, nothing to show to the kohen, you're okay. Ignorance is bliss. Right? What he doesn't know doesn't hurt him. But you're over a lot. That's the only problem. You're not allowed to do it. So essay of Mila is Doicha Loisa say of tzaras. So what's the lumdus? Because the mitzvah, when you do a bris milah, you're doing a mitzvah's essay, which is full of Ahavas Hashem. Rabbi Haber did bris milah, was all Ahavas Hashem. Ahavas Hashem. Look what I'm doing for you. Ahavas Hashem. Chesed. So don't do anything wrong. Precious is okay. I'm staying away from that. Staying away from that is a bechina of Yirah. So why is Ahava Doicha Yirah? Because which one is a closer relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu? But no, don't make it hard. Make it easy. Which is a closer relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu? Which is a closer relationship with your wife, Ahava or Yirah? We all have Ahava. We all have Yirah. No? Let's face it. Everyone has Ahava, everyone has Yirah. But what's the ultimate? What's the goal? Now it could be sometimes the Yirah brings you to Ahava. That's right. Yirah, like how are you ever going to get to Ahava if you do things wrong? But the thing is that Ahava is the goal. Obviously, Ahava is the goal. So the Ramban at the end of the day. Ahava is Doicha Yirah, Essay Doicha Loisa say. So say here, Shabbos Nimshach V'Yadua, the Ahava V'Yirah, Hey B'Asherish L'Mitzvos Essay and Mitzvos Loisa say, that if you want to categorize all of Mitzvos Essay into one, understand that's Ahava, and if you want to categorize all of Mitzvos Loisa say into one, understand that's Yirah. So it comes out that let's take this now. Where are we going here? Shamor v'Zachor. Shamor v'Zachor is Ahava and Yirah. Essay, Loisa say. Here's our chart. Shamor v'Zachor. Essay, Loisa say. Essay. Yirah, Ahava. You have 3 dots. So if you look into the Obek Hadavar, what we're saying is that Shomer v'Zachor b'dibur echad. If you go up to the top, Shomer v'Zachor b'dibur echad, that really means the one that Ahava and Yirah is one thing. That's the man. V'yadua da'ava v'Yirah hey ma'asherish l'mitzvos essay v'mitzvos loisa. Say Val Kain, and therefore can we say b'dibur echad the Zachor v'Shamor. That when Kadosh Baruch Hu said Zachor v'Shamor in one dibur, who he's aftus ha'ava v'ha'yirah. Hence we come to the he's aftus echad of Ahava v'Yirah. Shamor v'Zachor b'dibur echad. Kishmianu kel ha'v'yuchad. Weiter. Hashem echad u'shmai echad. L'shem u'l'siferes. Chesed gevura. Tiferes. So whenever you have a hiskalulus of Ahava and Yirah, Yemid and small, Chesed and Gevura, what do you have? Tiferes. So Shabbos is Tiferes.
What's l'shem l'zehila?
What's l'shem l'zehila? We're going to learn. Let's understand what we understand first. Well, we understand the Shabbos. We understand Shabbos as a Tiferes because it's bringing Ahava and Yirah together. That we can understand. Okay, but Yirah the Zachor v'Shamor is after Ahava v'Yirah. And if that doesn't help you enough, understand what that means. It says Tzaddik hu bizeh, and it's only from this ba leha oineg. Hence we get oineg. B'nachlas Yaakov believe it sarim. Ubigdei lava de Shabbos. What's Bigdei lava de Shabbos have to do with this? Did I read that right? Bigdei lava de Shabbos. Why can't your Bigdei lava de Shabbos? We're wearing white clothes on Shabbos. Why?
Beged is a bizoyon. And
White is koil, everything. White is koil.
Sure.
It's koil.
Contains everything.
Contains everything, absorbs everything, doesn't deflect anything white. But Shabbos, so Shabbos brings us to oineg. That's like I'm with them on the whole program until we get to Shabbos brings oineg. So we have to go back to what we learned last week. So what is oneg? Sefer Yitzirah. Ein b'toiv, gadol meha oneg. Ein b'ra, garua min hanega. Same oisius, oneg and nega. So it means to say that we're manipulating the oisius in this world. So if we're manipulating, we get an ayin, we get a nun, we get a gimel, you can make an oneg, you can make a nega. Ein b'tov, gadol min haneg. Ein b'ra, garua min hanega. That's what it says in the Sefer Yitzirah. So we have oneg and nega, your choice. So your choices means that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gives us raw material, and we put it together, oneg. What happens when we put it together? When we put it together, we're going into, we learned, that there's tov v'ra, but when we put it together in echad, so now we're touching something which ein la'adam hasagabai, which is the shorish of your neshama. The shorish of your neshama is like like what's going on in this world over here is also going on in this world over here. So the shorish of my neshama, everything is echad. The alba de piruda is only when it comes out. Yetzer hara, yetzer hatov. It's really all one. Me. It's me. It's me.
Essence.
Right. It's me. So the shorish of our neshama, she'ein la'adam hasagaboy, we learned yet last week, right? Person doesn't even have a hasaga in the oilam of the Shabbos. Ha'oineg, just go back here. Ha'oineg hu l'malo me'akol, to Moshe Yisrael b'Sefer Yitzirah. Ein b'toiv hu l'malo me'oineg. Why? Ki ha'oineg nimshach ba'adam mitzad ha'shorish v'neshama shel l'malo. The shorish of a person's neshama is hooked up to HaKadosh Baruch Hu l'malo. Me'hasagas adam, it's l'malo from hasagas adam shu or hanela ba'bilti busad ba'olam hazaklal. There, you get to the or haganus. So what it means to say that when you get to, we're saying something sounds so complicated, it's I think really simple. And that is that oneg is when you bring everything together in one. Because oneg hooks you up to before the confusion, before the division, before all of the problems begin, before the Eitz Sahara, the Eitz Sahara, before the Eitz Hadas Toiv V'Ra, before all the Alba de Peruda, which is causing us all kinds of grief, you have an Echad. So Ein L'cha Oneg, God will be Zu. This is the ultimate Oneg. That Oneg, by the way, is called Tiferes, but it's going backwards. In other words, the Tiferes is that if I divide up my neshama and my personality, I'm dividing it up into Chesed and to Gvura, to Avraham and to Yitzchak. But if I can bring it back into Hamtakas Hadinim, so now I have Echad B'fnim. Echad is the Shorish HaNeshama. So the Shorish HaNeshama, it starts off with Echad. Before the period, we can go back to the Shorish HaNeshama. Is that clear? So you can go back to the Shomer Shabbos, hence you have oineg. If you don't go back to the Shomer Shabbos, take the same oisius and kept them for yourself, nega, kenega, nirali baboyis.
So you're experiencing that that unity down here, but it connects you up to the original
Because
unity.
it down there, as you
has
put it, is connected
It's
straight.
connected. So you're not going direct, but you feel the connection because it's reflected down here.
Right. So we have so many things that we're putting on the table here. That is that, but it all comes down to what? We have Rabacha and Tzusase, Shasab and Tzuslei. We have Shabbos, we have Shamor v'Zachor. Okay, we're getting more klolistic. We have Ahava and Yirah. Okay, that's really deep. Ahava v'Yirah, like it's all about Ahava v'Yirah to who? HaKadosh Baruch Hu. To who? HaKadosh Baruch Hu to us. It's all about. So one of the differences between Ahava and Yirah is that Ahava goes both ways. Yirah is only one much. It's only derech chatzi tree. You know, it's only a one-way street. Yirah. We're afraid of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Presumably Hashem's not afraid of us. So Yirah is not as close as Ahava. Ahava means we're both having Ahava. That's the big difference between Ahava and Yirah. So we've got from the Rabach and the Shasah to the Shomer v'Zachor to the Ahava v'Yirah to putting it all into one relationship that equals the Shomer Shabbos. And once you hit the Shomer Shabbos, you know what? That's where the or is ganus that HaKadosh Baruch Hu was goynes b'sheisus and vibrations. That's where the light is buried. That's where the or is bagrom. Over there, the Shomer Shabbos. So if we can touch that for a minute on Shabbos, Zaychel L'Nachal, believe it, sorry, whoa, we just got into the infinite. We just touched the infinite. So the Oneg Shabbos is not that's just like that Shalom was good. The Oneg Shabbos could come through Shalom maybe, but the Oneg Shabbos is that I've gone not from Nega, I've turned it around to Oneg, the Shorish and the Shabbat. I'm touching the infinite of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I'm putting Ahava and Yirah all into one beautiful relationship, the close relationship with Ahava with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So we say essay doichel, this is the Shiloh the Gemara. When you say essay doichel loisa say, is it hutra or tchuya? Remember the Gemara? Everybody remember? Hutra, what? Sugis and Ibabas, right? Hutra or tchuya. But what's the Rabbi Chaim explain hutra or tchuya?
Well, it's like the chuya that is removing the low sas, meaning it's really asa, but there's kind of a heter to do, or a heter, or it's matir legama. There's no issue.
There's no is suspended or eradicated, right? Hutra or zechuya. Gross enough committed b'div. Hutra and zechuya. This is the founder of Yeshiva Sharei. Hutra and zechuya. Well, we understand clearly. I say doichel. What we understand clearly is that we're doing the Ratzon Hashem. So if you're koilul Ahava and Yirah together at the end of the day with my kavanah, so we're doing the Ratzon Hashem. See, like Eishes Ach, is it Asay Doichel Eishes say? Yibum.
No.
Really?
You're not allowed to marry your wife, so you're not allowed to marry your husband's sister, brother.
Only when she's alive, when he's alive. Meaning that it's a separate thing.
Right. It's not an Asay Doichel Eishes. What is it? It's the Ratzon Hashem. It's the Ratzon Hashem. It's a Ratzon Hashem. It's not so partial. I mean, why don't we do evil these days? Because the kavanah is out there. So what happens if the kavanah is out there? It's not awesome. Right? So it is awesome. That's if it's awesome. You need a kavanah of Ahava and Yirah. That's what you need a kavanah. It's the gashmius. Okay, but Dibur Echad, the Zachor v'Shamor. So this is the key sentence here, the underlinable sentence which we'll end with today. Okay, b'dibur echad the Zachor v'Shamor hu hisachtus ha'ava v'Yirah. That is the hisachtus of Ahava v'Yirah. So let's draw this chart in your mind. We have Rabach and Shasah. We have Zachor v'Shamor. We have Ahava v'Yirah, and then we have it's all coming up like a triangle, coming up to a point, and then ultimately you're getting closer and closer to Echad Ahava v'Yirah. Rabbi Haber and Shasah Gidim, that's really down there at the bottom. Rabbi Haber and Shasah Gidim, that's before the mitzvos. Like we're divided into two. What we do is divided into two. Our job, our mandate, our instructions for the day, for life. the Shabbos, which is klal everything, which is the whole understanding of what it's all about, because Shabbos is the great switching station where we're taking the shemiimai and we're converting it to ruchnius, and that's all about Shomer Shabbos, which takes in everything underneath it. And then on top of that in the tree, you have the Ahava, the Yirah, almost hitting the top, and then you have Shorish HaNeshama, which is Echad. And that Echad is called Oineg, and when you reach that Echad, Zoichel and Nachal and Believe and Sarim, you have endless, infinite, boundless pleasure. The Nachlas Yaakov, B'loi Mitzar, the big day love in the Shabbos. The Yadua, the Gavon love and Mora Almidas HaChesed V'Ahava. Wearing white is a combination of Chesed and Ahava. He's combining Chesed and Ahava. Okay, so stay tuned for tomorrow.
We said at the beginning that Friday night is up there.
No, Shomer Shabbos. Well, you make Kiddush Friday. You make Kiddush Friday.